Kansas head coach Lance Leipold motions to his players during the second half of an NCAA college football game against TCU Saturday, October 8, 2022, in Lawrence, Con. TCU won 38-31. Regardless of who you are, where you come from, where you've been, or how many stars were by your name on your recruiting profile, if you're a college football coach or player, you'd give anything to play in a game like the one that unfolded at David Booth, Kansas Memorial Stadium on Saturday. That was pretty darn cool. Sure, the home team lost, and, yeah, there were a lot of reasons why, but not one of them had anything to do with heart, culture, effort, or atmosphere. Each of those factors was an absolute A+ for the 19th-ranked Jayhawks, who fell to 5-1 on the season after the thrilling 38-31 loss to No. That was a Horned Frogs team that could find its way into the top 10 on Sunday and compete for a Big 12 title later this fall. And it was a Kansas team that deserves to remain in the top 25, as much for what they did on Saturday as what they've done all season long. We'll see if enough voters agree. But even if they don't, something much more valuable became apparent during the latest Surreal Saturday afternoon in Lawrence, Kansas. This is exactly where Lance Leipold needs to stay, and you can't convince me for a single second that he doesn't realize that. This was an all-out love fest. Fans were there before sunrise. Crew looked big time in every way on ESPN's College Gameday. And that look carried through kickoff, where the Jayhawks, yet again, looked like a damn good football team and showed that to a sellout crowd for the third week in a row. This team still has holes, and there's still a lot of work to be done to make this season everything it seems like it will be. There's time to work on all of that, but some places, many places, can have all the time in the world and never create anything close to Saturday, October 8, 2022, in Lawrence. For years, this campus has looked to be one of those places, and yet there we were on Saturday. Don't get me wrong, other schools have had days and created settings and atmospheres like the one that made this football-starved, basketball-crazed college town the epicenter of the college football universe for a day. But Leipold had nothing to do with creating those. He had everything to do with making Saturday a reality, and I can't imagine there are many better feelings than that. A few weeks back, I filmed the Jayhawks as they walked off the team bus and into the locker room for the season opener against Tennessee Tech. There were a few fans there who paid attention, mostly parents of players, and Leipold and the rest of the KU team had plenty of room to walk as they took the first steps into the unknown of the season ahead and what quickly would become one of the most memorable seasons in program history. Given the program's recent struggles, it looked and felt normal. Fast forward to Saturday, where Leipold and his players were ushered in a tight line through an electric crowd like the Beatles arriving at Shea Stadium, and you couldn't help but ask yourself, what more could a guy want? The answer very well may be nothing. Leipold has said countless times that he and his family are happy in Lawrence and plan to be here for a long time. Days like Saturday make that much easier to believe. He could be offered the head coaching job at 100 different places and never be guaranteed to even sniff an experience like the one he saw on Saturday. Leipold wants to stick around. KU officials are ready and willing to do whatever it takes to keep him. And there shouldn't be anyone out there any longer who questions either side. Maybe Saturday was the last time we'll ever see something like that in Lawrence. Maybe it was the start of a new normal. Either way, it was incredible to see and something you'd be crazy not to want more of. With Leipold at the helm, anything suddenly seems possible for Kansas football. And that is far more important than beating TCU on Saturday would have been.